Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the top 100 NBA players list. So what I'm going to be doing during this video is I'm going to be telling you guys my top 100 NBA players with explanations for why I chose each of them at what spot. So the video you guys been waiting for is finally coming out. I've been telling you guys that I am going to be coming out with this video, and now we got this video, right? So here I got a piece of paper of all I've written down, like where I ranked, so I don't forget. Obviously, because like I don't want to just mix things up, like mumbo jumbo everything. So I have it on the list here so I could stay organized. But without further ado, guys, let's get started. This is probably gonna be the biggest video on my channel, so I'm not gonna be surprised if this video hits over an hour. But yeah, it's enough talk now. Enough talk, more action. Ready, set, go. All right, kicking things off here, my top 100 player that just made the cut, the player that I think should be on my list but is the worst player on my list, is DeMar DeRozan. Now, DeMar DeRozan is a very underrated player, I feel like. Hasn't won a championship, but he has been very good in his 12, 13 seasons he's been in the NBA. He's been decent. He's been in he's like a 6, 7-time All-Star. He's very good. He was played for the Spurs, the Raptors, and now the Bulls, I believe. Yeah, he's a great player, and the reason why he made this list is because I really liked his. Like last year, he had a really great season. Not this year, but last year he had a really great season, averaging like 28 points per game. So and he was he finished like top 3 in the MVP conversation, which is why he did end up making this list. So yeah, so he's my top 100. 99, I'm taking Paul George. Now, Paul George is an amazing player. The one problem is he hasn't won a championship, just like DeMar DeRozan, which is why he's ranked 99. The reason I ranked him ahead of DeRozan is because I think overall he's a little bit better. He's a better shooter. Let me see what else. He's better defense. And overall, I think he's been more healthier than DeMar DeRozan in terms of playing style and stuff. So that's why he's my 99th player. My 98th is actually a very underrated pick, Penny Hardaway. Now, you see, Penny Hardaway was the second option to Shaq in Orlando. They were deciding between him and Shaq, and they picked Penny. Again, another one of those players that just did not win a ring, man. It's so hard to rank these players that haven't won a ring. So it's that's why I put him at 98 because he hasn't won a ring. Moving on, 97, we got Mark Price. He's nothing special, but he was a great contributor for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Great point guard. I think he's underrated too. So that's why I put him at 97. He's just a great all-around player that could do pretty much anything. At 96, we got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, now he did win a ring. Let me explain why he's only 96. He's only played about halfway through his career, and you have to symbol in the fact that he got injured a lot. He's very injury prone, which is why I only put him at 96. He's a very injury prone player, but I feel like by the end of his career he'll rank top 50. If he does win another ring and maybe it puts up more great stat lines. He's a great contributor. He gets good he's a very good rebounder. I don't like what he's doing against the Celtics, which may have contributed to his ranking. We could have had him on the Celtics, but his father's like, nah, man, AD cannot go to the Celtics. So for that, AD, I'm sorry to say, but you only got 96, man. But I think another list should be top 50. Okay, so the number 95, I got Chris Smalling. Great player for the Warriors. Great forward. He's a great shooter. He wasn't nothing special, but he was definitely a top 3 player to ever play in the Warriors. What do you got? Who do you got number one? You got Curry, obviously. Then you got Baron Davis. And I think I put Chris Smalling number 3. Chris Smalling was a great contributor. All right, 94, we got Bob McAdoo. Now Bob McAdoo, I feel like, is one of those players that just no one talks about, but he was actually a top 10 he's actually top 10 all time at his position. He was a great contributor. He's what do you call it? He's a great scorer for his position. And he is a very good rebounder, so I'll give that to him. That's why he hit 94 on my list. At 93, we got Mitch Richmond. Great warrior. I did put him ahead of Chris Smalling, but it's you can kind of decide between the two. So it's like, it's between the two, man. Mitch Richmond or Chris Mullin. Who do you guys think is better between those two guys? Because I'm not sure, to be honest. All right, in 92, we got JoJo White, a great Celtic. If you guys don't know, he was a point guard. He unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but which sucks. I was crying all night about that. He was a great Celtic, great contributor for Bill Russell and Sam Jones. Actually, was he for? I don't know. Did he play in the Bill Russell or Larry Bird? I'm not really sure. I think he played in the middle. I think he was like in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s type player. Another great guy that nobody talks about. Great Celtic, great legend. You'll always bleed green, my brother. 91, we got Pistol Pete. You already know, man. That guy's so flashy, man. Just shooting through the roof, man. That is why they call him Pistol Pete. He just released that ball like a pistol, man. Like someone shot a pistol. He just releases that, man. And he swishes everything. Bro, that guy is so good, bro. And his passing is very underrated. Like, he is very underrated passing. And I really like his underrated passing, like, because, like, nobody even talks about his passing. So it's like, at 90, we got another Celtics legend, Tiny Nate Archibald. Now, Tiny Nate Archibald, great. He's got that Westbrook in him when it comes to driving to the basket. He's also an underrated shooter. He was like one of those guys that had so much heart and put anything out there just to compete. He was one of those guys that just, man, that everyone looked down upon, but was honestly like a great player, even though he was too short for that era. He still made it work, and that's why he's one of the all-time greats. And this next player right here, unfortunately, passed away about a few months ago. Maybe one of the best comebacks of all time in the NBA. Yes, I'm talking about New York Knicks legend, big man, Willis Reed. Now, Willis Reed, this motherfucker is a beast. So Game 7 against the Lakers, right? No one was expecting him to show up, and Will Chamberlain's like, all right, bro, time to drop these fools off. And then everyone's looking, shocked faces. Guess who comes out of the tunnel limping on that ankle injury? Willis motherfucking Reed comes out of there, plays in the game injured, everyone cheering him on, and he was able to hold his weight against Wilt Chamberlain and I believe they ended up winning the championship. Without Willis Reed playing that game, I'm not even gonna lie, bro, the Knicks would have had no chance of winning the championship, which is why I put him at 89 on my list. You guys see the fresh chain here. All right. So now, 88, I'm going with the triple-double leader. I'm going with the OKC legend, Russell Westbrook. He would be way higher on my list had he won a championship. But he has not won a championship. I believe he's won 2 league MVPs, or 1. So that's why I'm kind of ranking him in the 80s here. If he hasn't won that league MVP, I don't even know if he'd be on my list, to be honest. But Russell Westbrook is one of those guys, people say that he's selfish and he only cares about stats, but one thing you guys got to realize is he's a hustle guy, man. He's like, he has a heart. He has heart. He plays with heart. He plays with intensity. Goes for every rebound. He chases the ball. The one thing that he does have a problem with is turnovers, but the thing is, turnovers are just like, it doesn't have everything to do with the game, turnovers. Like, you could average 10 turnovers a game, but you could still average 35 and 5 and you'd still be considered a good player, which is why I'm putting Westbrook at 88 on my list. At 87, I got Kawhi Leonard, won a championship, one of the greatest defensive forwards of all time. I believe he won Finals MVP. And the best other team he had was fucking Pascal Siakam. Moving on. At 86, we got Klay Thompson. And I think Kawhi is better than Klay Thompson. But as of right now, I'm ranking Klay Thompson ahead of Kawhi. Just for the championships and that he's a way better shooter. And I think for his size, he's a really good defender. Underratedly a good defender. Which is why I put Klay Thompson at 86. He was definitely that second option. When Durant was there, he was the third option, but most of his career he's the second option on the Warriors. I think even now he's still the second option at his current age of 33, which is why I put Klay Thompson at 86. At 85, and this player has been getting a lot of hate recently. He's demanding a trade out of Philadelphia. Doesn't want to be there because the strip clubs suck. Yes, I'm talking about Fear the Beard. Now, the reason why I put James Harden at 85 and not maybe like in the top 50s because he hasn't won a championship, and I feel like he's a little selfish. Like, all he cares about is dominating and like not really, The stats do say otherwise, though. He does average more than 10 assists a game. So but I feel like as a player, he's selfish. All he really cares about is he feels like he just has to take control of the game when he's not in it. Like, he could be having a bad game, and then you'd feel like at the end, I gotta take control of this game, and then ends up choking. So I feel like James Harden would be higher on my list if he just wins a ring. He has to win a ring first. All right, at 84, I'm going to go with Bill Walton. Underrated player throughout his career. Underrated big man. Nobody talks about him. And I think he recently released a podcast or whatever, like a backstory about him in his playing time career. Make sure you guys go watch that. Bill Walton's a great guy. And he played for the Celtics, another Celtics legend. Though I think at that point he was up there in age and he was injured. So he wasn't that much helpful to us. But Bill Walton's still a great guy. Great legend. At 83, I'm going to an underrated pick here. Dave DeBusschere. Dave DeBusschere, that's his name, right? Great power forward. I don't really have much to say about him. Next, we got 82 Bob Pettit. I believe he won a championship. All-time great in the 50s and 60s. Would dominate, post, boom, hit him with the hook. Great. He played for the Atlanta Hawks. He was a great big man. Nobody really talks about him because he played like 80 years ago, 70 years ago, so great. So I have him at 82 on my list. Next, we got the guy that scored over 70 points. Great shooting guard and is better than Klay Thompson. Yes, I'm talking about David Thompson. The reason why I have David Thompson over Klay Thompson and on those other guys that are ranked is because he has a great archetype. Gotta stop speaking for a second. He has a great archetype. He can shoot, he can score, he can rebound, he can assist. He's one of those all-the-way guards. Nobody really talks about him enough. And he scored 71 in the game, guys. And he did this shit in the 70s. You guys are going to understand that. It was really... And right around when he was playing, it was really hard to score because there were a lot of good defenders and stuff. So it's very shocking that he was able to score 71 points. Yeah. Next, I got a Celtics legend that recently passed away. Paul Westphal. I believe he played with... I think it was in the middle era between Larry Bird and Bill Russell. Just a great Celtics player overall. Helped us win some championships. And yeah, he was one of those that wasn't really relied to score a lot, but he did stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet on the box score, which is why I have him at 80 on my list. He was a very good Celtics contributor. Next, I got Elgin Baylor. Yeah, before you guys fire me in the comments section. And I'm sorry, yeah, he did pass away about 6 months ago. I'm sorry, I apologize. My condolences go to him. But what the hell does this guy do? I'm sorry, I think Elgin Baylor is very overrated. Because, what does he really do? He played to get, I don't really understand. All that guy could do is rebound and get you 20, 30 points. I don't really understand what he's so good at. And he was playing with Wilt Chamberlain and, Alright, we got a pigeon that just decided to interrupt my video. But back to what I was saying, Elgin Baylor, what does he do? Besides that, he was a great player, though. I will give him that. He's a great player, and that's why he's gotten 79 on my list. Next, I'm going to go with Hall Greer. Underrated shooting guard throughout his career. Another one, I feel like he's more of a role player, but he was a great contributor for his team, which is why he goes 78. All right. Now we got Milwaukee Bucks legend George Mikan at 77. Great big man. I think he won an MVP, right? Did he win a league MVP? I don't know if he won a championship or not. I don't really do too much research on this guy. But I do know he was one of the best players in the NBA at one point. And he was, I really think he won the MVP. I think he won the MVP. I don't know. I don't know if you won the MVP or not. Next, we got Dennis Johnson, great player for the Celtics. Man, I got so many Celtics legends on here, man. You already know, man, my favorite team is the Celtics. I have to include all the legends, man. Dennis Johnson goes at 76. Great player throughout his career. I just don't understand why people hate on him. He's a great guy. Great. I think he played small forward. He was great. Next, I'm going to go with the guy that I'm starting to not like. I don't know what he's doing. Played with the Portland Trail Blazers for about 12 years, and now he's wanting to go to Heat. Yeah, I'm talking about Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, before I tell you my ranking, bro, you don't need to go to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat franchise is fake. He needs to go to the team like the Celtics, man. We can give up, who? No, we don't Grant anymore. We can give up Robert Williams, Peyton Pritchard, who else? And a bunch of our picks. Doesn't that get us Dame? Alright, anyways. Damian Lillard gets a top 75. He just makes the top 75 on my list. For just being an overall amazing, loyal player. Can shoot the deep three, man. He's a great rebounding guard for his size. He can assist, he can pass. Overall, he's a great player. I just can't rank him any higher because he hasn't won any championships yet. But to be fair, his best player was CJ McCollum, so I'm not going to dock him too much for that. Next, we got six-man legend, someone to be compared to street legend Hot Sauce. Yes, I'm talking about six-man Jamal Crawford. I have him sneakily making the top 75. Why I have him making that? People just don't talk about enough about this guy. I feel like he has better handles than Kyrie. And yes, Kyrie did not make my top 100 because screw that guy. But anyways, talking about Jamal Crawford. Great handles. He's a great six-man to come off the bench. I think he's the best six-man of all time. Ooh, it's between him and Kevin McHale, but I actually have Kevin McHale further of him, so I don't know. He's probably top 3 when it comes to six-man. He was a great six-man, great athleticism for his size. And yeah, that's why I have Jamal Crawford here. He could literally be a street ball legend. Might be too early to put him here, but I'm talking about the big man that recently just won the championship. Yes, I'm talking about Nikola Jokic. Listen, it might be too early to rank him at 73, but the issue is he's just so dominant. Like, who the hell can stop this guy? Literally goes in the post. Like, you can double team him. It doesn't matter. You want to know why it doesn't matter? Because he has top 5 passing of all time. Yes, I just said he has top 5 passing of all time. For a big man, it's fucking ridiculous. This guy can just bro, he could go in the post and just do this. Boom, he's found someone wide open. Great in win shares. Great. I don't understand. Like, he's averaging 30 and 10, bro. Do you guys not understand how? And no, it's not rebounds. It's assists, guys. Assists for a big man. You guys got to understand how special that is. For a player his caliber to be doing this. All right, next we got the Greek Freak, Giannis. And the reason why I'm putting him here is ahead of Jokic is because he did play a little bit longer than him. Won a championship before him. Played the freaking super team Phoenix Suns with CP3 when CP3 was actually still good. But yeah, I'm going to put Giannis here. I feel like he deserves it. All right, next we got Chris Bosh. And before you guys yell at me for putting Chris Bosh ahead of guys like Giannis and Jokic, you got to stop and think for a second. This motherfucker is so underrated. Chris Bosh was part of the Miami Heat's big 3. You guys want to know what he would do? He would shoot 3-pointers, post up. Bro, it's like it was a Raptors legend, bro. I believe he won more championships than Chris Bosh than Giannis and Jokic, which is why I'm gonna put him ahead of those guys at 71. Next, I'm talking about another 6-man legend, Ginobili, aka Manu Ginobili. Remember when David Stern was up there at the 57th overall pick in the NBA draft? The San Antonio Spurs select Manu Ginobili. Yeah, that's how the motherfucker pronounced his name. It's Manu Ginobili, not Manu Ginobili, okay? But the reason why I ranked him at 7. The reason why I ranked him at 70, great contributor off the bench, one of the last San Antonio legends to play with, like, I'm talking Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Robert Horry, all those guys retired before him. Played till he was like, what, 40, 41? And he was still good by then. Great sixth man. You always come off the bench for them. I believe you made the All-Star team twice. And that's why I have him ranked at 70. He was just a great, like, I feel like he's one of those players that, like, I mean, he's very popular, but the thing is, he does a lot of things that doesn't show up in the box score. And I feel like he just has that heart on the court. And remember what he did to that bat in, like, 2011? That shit was amazing, bro. He just swiped the bat mid-air, bro. It was a bat invasion in San Antonio. And Manu was like, nah, man, not in my house. He swapped that shit like Dikembe Mutombo did. All right, next we got Chauncey Billups. I'm not going to say too much about this pick. I feel like no one should be surprised that he was ranked 69 on my list. Great all-around point guard. That's all I got to say. 68, Alex English. He really got the English on his shot. At number 67, I literally just talked about this guy a minute ago. No. I think you guys can understand who I'm talking about. A great center. I think he played with Allen Iverson the last few years too. And I think that was when they were playing against the Lakers in 2001 in the finals. Yes, I'm talking about Dikembe Mutombo. I hope you guys understand who I was talking about. Otherwise, I think you guys need to stop watching this video because you don't know anything about basketball. At 66, I got Sidney Moncrief. This is one of those guys, I couldn't really figure out where to rank him. He's a shooting guard. I think he was more of a scorer than a defender. Yeah, Sidney Moncrief. I feel like he's more of a role player. But then again, he played for so long and did so much for his team that I think he needs to be at 66. Bob Lanier, great underrated power forward. I have him at 65. Guy was just like, bro. Bob Lanier is one of those, I think he's one of those, bro, that he has one of those dominant NBA physiques and the dominant play style that not a lot of NBA players by themselves could stop him. So that's why I have him at 65. Player Kevin Johnson, Phoenix Suns point guard. Yeah, I don't really like him that much, which is why I put him at 64. I feel like he's overrated. I'm gonna be honest. See, I don't understand the hype around him. Like, bro, come on. Jerry Lucas, I don't like him either. I don't understand these players, but like, why do they? Because I was to rank these players, guys. What I did was I looked at old lists online, and I just got to get ideas and stuff, so I could figure out what players. And I saw these players ranked top 50. I'm like, what? Who are these dudes? Like, bro, I'm sorry, Jerry Lucas is not top 50 of all time. That's literally what I saw on Bleacher Report. What? He's not top 50. Who the fuck is Jerry Lucas, bro? Next, I got Adrian Dantley. He played for the Jazz. Very small forward. I believe he's one of those players that not a lot of people talk about, that he actually dominated the game. He has a similar play style to Paul George, except I think Paul George has more athleticism than him. So that's why I put Adrian Dantley at 62. Now here's a very underrated player. Artis Gilmore at 61. You're talking about a guy that's averaged 20 and 10 throughout his career. Chicago Bulls big man, bro. Nobody talks about this guy, bro. He's amazing. And I feel like he's someone that could lock up Jokic, for real. He's one of those guys that could stop Jokic. His size was amazing. Bro, Artis Gilmore was a freaking legend, bro. Oh my God, he's amazing. I almost want to skip 60 because I really do not like this player. Dwight Howard. All right. 59. I got my man. I think, honestly, this guy's a top... If you guys have watched my first video, I did refer to him as my play style, is someone I play like. Yes, this guy has won a championship for the Detroit Pistons in 2004. I love this guy, honestly. He's my top 15 favorite player of all time. And yes, he was on the Pistons. Ben Wallace went undrafted. Guys, get this. Went undrafted and won his team the championship as a first option on the team. Big man that won Defensive Player of the Year awards, was dominant, could probably stop Prime Shaq. Ben Wallace was that guy. He's an OG that nobody talks about because he does a lot of things that don't end up showing up on in the box score, except maybe for his 5 blocks a game, which is freaking ridiculous. This guy, I think he went to the Cavs too at the end of his career, and he was still pretty good. I think he was traded. I don't know. I think he was traded for Shaq. I don't know. Ugh. I think when he was on the Cavs, he got traded somewhere else too for Shaq. Just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, 59. So now 58, I got Vince Carter, great shooting guard, best dunker of all time. Can't take that away from him. Ended up playing until he was like 42. He took his last shot against when he was playing at the Atlanta Hawks. He did his farewell shot. I liked that, and he made it, which is why I got to put him at 58 because the guy's an all-time great. Let's be honest here. Never won a league MVP, but you stayed really consistent throughout his whole career. Though he did play for 7 different teams, which is why I kind of got to dock him a little bit. Couldn't win a championship on any of those teams, but I definitely have Vince Carter at 58, right? Next, I got legend, the great, the guy that won with Kobe Bryant. Yet, no, I'm not talking about Shaq. I'm not even talking about, what's his face? Fuck. I'm not talking about those Lakers role players, Eric Fisher or Smush Parker. I'm not talking about any of those guys. Actually, I'm not even talking about Dwight Howard here. It's crazy that I'm not even talking about Dwight Howard. Plus, I'm not talking about Robert Horry. I'm not talking about Gary Payton. I'm not talking about Karl Malone. Not Karl Malone when he played with the Lakers. I'm talking about Pau Gasol. And you want to know why I rank him at 57? This guy right here was so underrated. I feel like nobody's talking enough about this guy. Pau Gasol could shoot the 3. He's a post-up player. He lives inside the paint. Averages about 9-10 rebounds a game. Underrated passer. He basically could do it all at the power forward position, you guys. And he was probably one of the best second options ever. I'm not even joking. Probably one of the best second options ever to Kobe Bryant. Obviously Shaq is better than Pau Gasol, but bro, come on now. Pau Gasol was that dog. He had that dog in him, and he had the heart, which is why he won the championship with Kobe. He had the Mamba mentality. Just didn't have it from Kobe. He just had it from himself. But you guys understand what I mean. Next, we got Tom Hinton, who unfortunately passed away. Another Celtics legend. He passed away a year ago, I believe. Yeah, I think it's been that long. Passed away a year ago. Great Celtics legend. Enough said. I'm going to let that guy rest in peace. 55, we got another Celtics legend, Dave Cowens. Wow, this guy doesn't get talked about at all. And here's what I'm going to say. Dominant big man. That's all you need to hear, man. Great guy. If you guys don't believe me, watch his highlights. But I don't think any one of you guys are because you guys suck. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I just feel like Dave Cowens has a special place in my heart. He has a special place in my heart. Right? All right, at 54, I got my man, the guy, the lift, the legend, the 13 points in 34 seconds. The guy that freaking came, he had the clutch genes to hit 3 3-pointers, a bunch of free throws, and to win the game, another 3-pointer. I'm talking Tracy motherfucking McGrady at 50, what is it? 54. I was about to say 53. Now, if you guys don't know who Tracy McGrady is, I don't know what you guys are doing in life. Amazing. He's amazing. He could have been a street ball legend. Great, for a guy his size, he has amazing handles. He's amazing scorer. I don't think not a lot of people could stop him, which is why I got him at 54. Great guy. That's all you guys need to know. Tracy McGrady could just shoot the lights out, man. I love that guy to death. Man, I love watching him when I was younger. I never watched him when I was younger. Sorry. At 53, I got someone I don't really like too much, but I know if I don't put him here, I'm going to get a lot of flame in the comment section. Warriors legend Rick Barry. You know, the guy that did this with the free throw line. Something I would never do, me personally, but yeah. I'm not going to talk about this guy because I think you guys know enough about him. 90% from the line doing this. Yeah, enough said. He's going to my list of top 53. At 52, I got Tony Parker. This is an all-around great point guard. Someone I don't think gets enough credit for how good he was during his prime. And honestly, he's the second option to Tim Duncan throughout his career. So, bro, you serious right now? That guy's a legend, bro. Are you serious? Carmelo Anthony gets put at 51. The reason why I put him at 51 is because I want to. So why don't you shut the fuck up and let me rank him there? How's that? He's my top 10 favorite player of all time. So why don't you guys just sit here and let me explain? Played for the Denver, never won a championship. I understand he never won a championship. But you have to understand something. This guy got hated on, bro. And I don't really understand why he's getting hated on. He was always the number one option on any team he played on. Except for the Thunder, except for the Blazers. When he was in his mid-30s, bro. He's always the number one option on any team he played. Great scorer. 101, you're not defending this guy. I'm sorry. What, you guys want to know what he did against that one Sacramento Kings player? What is his name? What is his name? I don't know. What was it? Against Mo Harkless? I don't know. I don't know what his name was. It was against a Kings player where he dropped 60 points and the other guy dropped 5 points, bro. That was insane, bro. And if you guys didn't see my video yesterday, I did a tribute to Carmelo Anthony when I was doing my basketball shooting around video. I hit 2 clutch 3-pointers just like Carmelo did. Right wing 3-pointers to clutch the game. I literally hit them motherfuckers. You guys have to see that video, bro. You guys got to see that video. I did a tribute to Carmelo Anthony when he was on the Knicks, bro. One of the best shots I've ever made in my life. Hitting those 3-pointers just made me happy. It made me smile, man. It's just, bro, it's like, man. Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players of all time. No one will have as much swag as him. I love the headband, man. It was amazing to watch, right? And at 50, I got Robert Parrish, another Celtics legend. Don't think I need to say much about him. He's an amazing big man. And before I do continue this video, I have to get a drink because I'm very dehydrated and I'm very thirsty. So if you guys mind waiting 2 minutes, you guys can just skip through the 2 minutes that I'm gone. I got to get a drink real quick. So I'll be right back. Told you guys I'd be back. You guys could have just skipped over this, so I'm just getting myself a drink. Alright, before I continue, I gotta get a drink real quick. Thirsty. You guys wonder what I'm drinking? This is Schweppes, regular club soda. Might as well finish the drink. I need water because I'm dehydrated from talking so much. And being out, it's 90 degrees outside right now. All right, let's continue. All right, 40. Oh, I love this guy. I forgot I put him here. Wow. Okay, so let me tell you guys a story about this guy right here. Went to the mall the other day, right? And I believe I bought this from American Eagle? Or what is it called? Pole Bear? I don't remember the store I went to. Amazing shirt that I got. And I wish it was right here so I could show you guys. I'm talking about Chicago Bulls legend. Oh. Dennis Rodman. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys why I have him so high up on my list when all the guy could do is rebound. The guy I'm talking about here has heart, humility, fight. Always stood by Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen's side when needed. Always wanted to be that third. Yeah, he's that third option. Bro, he's the third option. Come on now. He's the third option on the Chicago Bulls when they were all in their prime. You guys don't understand this motherfucker. Beast. If you guys haven't seen his highlights, boom. He'd be jumping in the air, right? He'd be jumping in the air, tap, trying to get the ball. Bro, he would fight with the other players to get the rebound, bro. Boom. Gets it in his hands. He's like this. He's like this. Oh. And he's like fighting the ball. He's fighting with everybody. Boom. He's tucking the ball in his stomach, bro. The guy would fight. He would fight. He has no quit in him. I have high respect for this guy. Would always jump to get rebounds. Boom. Oh. Boom. This guy was a rebound machine. He did not need to score points to be relevant. And that is why I feel like if he was a better scorer, I'm not even joking, I feel like he could become top 50. He'd be top 20 all time at the very worst. The issue that was holding him back was scoring. He just couldn't score the ball. Like, he wasn't known for scoring. He was just known for getting rebounds. And he's way better than Draymond Green. Like, Draymond Green couldn't compete with this. Draymond Green, boom, down, brother. You couldn't compete with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman will run you out the league in 2 seconds. If the Warriors, I'm gonna make something clear. If the 2016 Warriors are playing against the 1990 Chicago, the Warriors are done. The Warriors are done. They're getting out of here. Go. Draymond Green will get run out the league. Curry will be the only one averaging 30 again. Klay Thompson, I'm sorry to say, Michael Jordan would run you out the league. Who else? DeMarcus Cousins would get run out of the league by what's his name? Horace Grant, right? Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright. They would run DeMarcus out the league. I'm sorry. Who else? Durant would probably average like 20 a game. Who's his matchup? I don't know. Scottie Pippen. Yeah, Durant, you're done. Durant, you're done. Durant, you're averaging maybe 15 and you're getting booed. You're not the same player against Scottie Pippen. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. That's just the same. Dennis Rodman would run Draymond out the league. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Dennis Rodman, I'm sorry. I gotta get on my hands and knees for you, brother. I love you, man. Dennis Rodman is that motherfucker, bro. You guys gotta understand, man. His rebounding is insane. He's unmatched. I think he's the best rebounder of all time. No, he is the best rebounder of all time. Screw the Wilt Chamberlain, bro. I understand that guy was getting 50 rebounds a game, but come on, bro. It's in an era where everyone else was trash. There was a bunch of plumbers, trash men. Bro, nobody was over 6'8" in that era, bro, except for Wilt Chamberlain. I'm sorry, Wilt Chamberlain, bro. You're just, bro. I'm sorry. You're just overrated. I understand you slept with 10,000 women, but dude, come on. That's the only best thing, you know. Next, I got Wes Unseld. 6'7" for a big man. Ended up having an amazing career. Enough said. It's 47 Dolph Shades. I don't even care about this one. Next, I got, guys, another motherfucker I love. They call him the Glove. He rips people's pockets. If you guys haven't guessed by now, an amazing defensive point guard. If you guys haven't guessed by now, I'm talking about the big legend, Gary Payton. You guys have not seen this motherfucker's highlights of him just getting glued to his opponent, ripping the ball from him, and just going the other way to dunk. This guy was something different. He was just built different. I'm telling you guys this, and I'm telling you guys this right now. Any ball player in today's era to go against Gary Payton would not even survive. Like, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like Gary Payton could be one of the best 1v1 players of all time in his prime. in his prime. No. Nobody's getting past his defense. So you could talk about Shaq. You could talk about Tim Duncan. You could talk about Dirk. You could talk about all those guys. Their pockets are getting ripped. Gary Payton's, he's going to rip people. But Gary Payton has one of the best defense in his era. It's enough said. I love this guy. Amazing. All right. Next, I got Celtics legend Sam Jones. Sam Jones was a great shooter. He was known as a scorer, and he was helping Bill Russell. I think he was like the second, third option on the team. Well, we had when they had 11 Hall of Famers, but Sam Jones is one of the best. Don't get me wrong on that, and that's why I have him at 45 on my list. Sam Jones is amazing, bro. I'm not even joking. I love Sam Jones. Rest in peace to him. I believe he didn't. I think he passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace to him. He was a great player. Enough said. At 44, I got the man that betrayed the Celtics, but won 2 rings and did help the Celtics to win championship. Ray. Right? Is that how you say it? Ray? Is that his nickname? Is Ray? Or is it Ray Allen? Ray Allen. Okay. So Ray Allen, we're talking about a guy that's an amazing shooter. I do have him ahead of Klay Thompson too. Ray Allen, and he has that toughness in him when he shoots stuff. Yeah, he may just be a shooter, but he has that mental toughness in him. He doesn't give up. He happened to save. I even did a shot about him too yesterday. I hit that corner 3 it was like he did it in the NBA Finals, bro. I swished that shit. I didn't even hit it didn't even touch the rim, bro. That's exactly how Ray Allen made it. I recreated Ray Allen's iconic moment in yesterday's video. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, make sure you go check it out. I did have a lot of incredible highlights in there. I even made a short out of it. So if you guys haven't checked those out, make sure you check those videos out. Well, video and short, but you guys understand what I mean here. But back to Ray Allen, bro. This motherfucker just had he had a mental mind, bro. He even came off the bench for the Miami Heat and won another championship. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect it, man. I'm sorry. You can't. There's just a point where you can't hate. Guys, I'm telling you right here, you can't hate on this. You can't hate on Ray Allen and the career that he had. It's just amazing. It sucks that as he got older, he wasn't as good anymore. But it happens to everyone. It's just, man, that mental toughness will never go away. He's got it, man. I understand you only averaged 8 points in the finals. Screw it, bro. But who cares? Who cares? Just let the guy have his ring. Next, I got James Worthy, underrated Lakers legend. That James wasn't really underrated. I think he was more properly rated. Great power forward. Just all around an amazing player. I think he's one of those forwards that could do a little bit of everything. Except maybe he's not a great shooter, but bro, he's the second option, and he was amazing, right? Next, we got Elvin Hayes. I don't know too much about him. We're just gonna move on from him. Oh, you guys don't know how good Dominique is. At 41, unmatched athleticism. Went head to head against Larry Bird. Well, he lost, of course, but. But hey, let's focus on how great of a player he was to be put at 41 on my list. Dominique was that guy, pal. He was that guy. Dominique could shoot, he could score, he could fly, he could defend, bro, with his size, bro. It's unmatched. Dominique Wilkins, I just feel like, bro, he was that guy, bro. He's an amazing player. He's an amazing athlete. He's 6'9". He was amazing, bro. I'm sorry. Moving on. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this guy. Recently got traded. Great point guard, but he just hasn't won a ring yet and probably never will. He's 38 years old. He's 6 foot. Not the same player he used to be. Yes, I'm talking about Chris Paul. Now, hear me out. So we're going to have a little chat about Chris Paul real quick. Chris Paul was one of those guys that just, very unselfish. He's a very great passer. I have him as a top 4 point guard on this list. Top 5. I don't know. I think I have other great point guards ahead of him. But the thing is with Chris Paul, he's just an all-around he's a great clutch. He's a clutch player. Don't get me wrong on that. He's a clutch player. Played on 5-6 different teams, right? never won a championship. If he won a championship, I'm being honest with y'all, he's top 20 all time. But he hasn't won a championship. Obviously, if you don't win a championship, you can't win Finals MVP. I feel like if he won a championship in his prime, he would have won Finals MVP. But, yeah, I love Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Respectfully, if he played in 1980s, 2000s, I mean, he did play in the early 2000s. Dumbass. If he played in the early 80s, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, he probably wouldn't even be top 100. It's tough. I really couldn't figure out where to rank this guy because like he's a great player, but like I don't know. He's an all-around point guard, but the problem is he's only 6 foot, so his rebounding obviously wasn't that great. So that's why I have him at 40. I'm drenched in sweat here, guys. I still got to get through like 39 more players. I'm going to go quickly here because I need to get this video is over 45 minutes. I'm going to go quickly here because, yeah. The rest of these should be a given because like these players everyone knows pretty much from here. 39, we got Kevin McHale, great 6-man coming off the bench for the Celtics. I have so much respect for him. Love him, and he's an amazing. Without him, the Celtics would not be that great. So, 38, we got Clyde the Glide Drexler. I think he's probably the best Portland Trailblazer of all time, probably. Between him and Damian Lillard, but according to the list I have right now, it's Drexler. I do feel like if Lillard wins a championship, he will be ahead of Clyde Drexler on the all-time list. So, yeah. Next, I got Patrick Ewing, or as someone else on YouTube likes to say, Patrick Chewing. Patrick Chewing is at 37 on my list. Great New York Knicks legend, just hasn't won a championship. But he's too good to not be outside the top 50, so. Next, we got the Iceman, George Gervin, man. You already know, he's basically Paul George, but he's better than Paul George. Next, we got Reggie Miller. Pretty sure you guys knew he was coming up. Great shooting guard. He was up there with Michael Jordan at both of their primes. Always trash-talking each other. Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller, I think, underratedly have one of the biggest rivalries in the NBA. And I just think Reggie Miller is just that guy, bro. He's that guy who scored like 7 points in what? No, like, what is it? Like, yeah, 6, 7 points. I can't remember. I'm like 10 seconds. I'm blanking out here, but he did something like Tracy McGrady did, just not as good. But he's still way better. He's still better than Tracy McGrady, which is why I have Reggie Miller at 35. This guy is one of my favorite players of all time coming up. Never gave up on anything. Had heart. Went head to head against LeBron James in their primes. Paul Pierce is older than LeBron James. And this motherfucker went head to head with him. I accidentally revealed the guy I was talking about, by the way. I didn't want to reveal it to you guys yet. But yeah, 34, I'm having Paul Pierce there. And I think you guys understand why. If I see one more hate comment about this guy, I'm running to y'all's. I'm going to find where you guys live. Because I see all over social media people hating on this guy. I'm going to find where all y'all live, bro. And there's going to be some problems. Let's just say that. Because I'm tired of seeing hate on Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, they call him the truth for a reason. And I recreated his banking shot yesterday, by the way. If you guys got to go check out that video. But I recreated his bank shot where I banked it off the glass when he was playing with the Wizards. But yeah. So, Paul Pierce. Let's see here. Won a championship with us in 2008. Was the number one option on that team. No athleticism, but who needs athleticism? Let's be honest. Great scorer. Underrated scorer, in my opinion. Great defender. I'm being honest with y'all, he's a good defender. I don't know why people are saying he's not a good defender, but he is a great defender. What else? That headband, man, he's better than Melo. Let's be honest. Let's not get too overhead with ourselves here. Paul Pierce, I love him. And I wish I could give him a big hug. I just love that guy. Wow. Just wow. It's sad that we can't watch him play anymore. And that farewell shot he hit against us today when he was on the Clippers, when he was like 38 years old. Wow. I have some nose drip. Excuse me. I think we just need to have a moment of silence for the legend Paul Pierce real quick. I'm gonna count a 10-second moment of silence here, starting now. All right, that ended the moment of silence. Moving on from Paul Pierce, we have Jason Kidd. I don't really want to talk about him. Walt Frazier. Now let me tell you guys something about Walt Frazier at 32. See, Walt Frazier is another one of those players, and one of the only players in the top 40 in this list that I feel like is really underrated. Walt Frazier doesn't really get talked about a lot. Like, he just doesn't get talked about. And I don't know why. He's one of the best Knicks players of all time. It just sucks that he hasn't... Did he win a I think he was on that team when Willis Reed won the championship, right? I don't know. Maybe he might have been older or something. But Walt Frazier is a legend, bro. I'm sorry. He's just... Wow. I love Walt. He doesn't have a flashy game whatsoever, but he's that 25-5 and 25-5 point guard that could get it done for you on any given night in the game of basketball. Talking about a guy that has a lot of facial hair, looks like a 30s fucking dad. He looks like someone. I can't put my finger on it, but he looks like somebody from the 30s. I don't know who, but he's just that guy, man. I dropped my list. All right, next we got Bob Cousy, great Celtics player, great point guard. I think he's honestly one of the best I think he's the best point guard of all time in the Celtics, right? Playing in the 50s, doesn't get enough respect. One of the first players to learn how to pass the ball flashy. They said that his passes were more basic than now, obviously, because now the game is developed and the game is changing and evolved. But when Bob Cousy was doing it, it was very special at the time, which is why I feel like he deserves my 31st ranking on the list. And I'm going to be honest, this next guy I meant to put up a little bit higher, and I don't know why I didn't put him up a little bit higher. And now I'm not talking about the Isaiah Thomas that played for the Celtics. I'm talking about the Isaiah Thomas that played for the Bad Boys 1980s Detroit Pistons. Bro, do we have a napkin? I need to wipe my nose. Shit. I'll have to use my shirt. But Isaiah Thomas was a great one. Always went head-to-head against other players. He's not a school threat like Bill Laimbeer, but he is that guy that will step in fights, and he will fight. That guy won... Guys, listen here. He won 5 championships and isn't ranked really that high. I meant to put him higher on my list, but see, I overlooked it. So that's why he's kind of like... On my list, he's only in top 30. But hey, top 30, right? That's perfect. I feel like he should be top 20, though. I don't know why I didn't put him up higher. I should have put him up higher, but whatever. Next, I got John Stockton. Great passer, just hasn't won a championship, and he had Karl Malone, which is why he's up a little bit. Which is why he isn't up higher. I feel like he's more underrated than not, but like at the same time, he hasn't really done much. Just pass. I don't really get the hype around them. I honestly, if I never heard, if I didn't hear any ranking list, I don't even think John Stockton would have been in my top 50. But like I've seen people ranking him high, so I feel like I have to rank him high. But hey, it's my list. I can do what I want to do. If I want to rank fucking Evan Fournier a top 10, I will rank him a top 10. If I want to rank who else? If I want to rank Andre Drummond as my best player of all time, I will rank him as my best player of all time. Because you guys want to understand why? It's my list. I can do whatever I want. It's my list. Julius Erving's at 28. Amazing acrobatic layup highlight. I feel like that's what made him known as Julius Erving, a.k.a. not Dr. J, Dr. Dre. That's my nickname to him. Next, I got David Robinson at 27. Great big man. Dominant. Couldn't stop him. Almost up there with Shaq. Moses Malone, 26. Another underrated big man. feel like, again, why are so many of these players underrated, guys? Let's stop for a second. Why are so many of these players underrated on my list? Let me see. Maybe because they don't get the recognition that they fucking deserve. They were out there busting their ass, and they don't even get talked about on all-time lists. It pisses me off, bro. I'm not even going to lie. It pisses me off. Charles Barkley at 25. I don't want to talk about him. I don't like him. Scottie Pippen, baby. Scottie Pippen was always at second wing. He's always at Robin to Michael Jordan's Batman. You will never see someone like Scottie Pippen in the NBA again. I'm telling you this right now. I'm an NBA scout. I'm that guy. You guys have to listen to what I have to say. I know a lot more than you guys about the NBA. I've only been watching the NBA for 6 years, and I already know more than what your daddy has known about the NBA since he was watching them in the 80s. Because I've done a lot of research and a lot of homework to come up with these facts. I know a lot more than you guys about the NBA, and don't take it the wrong way. It doesn't mean you guys are dumb. It means I just know more. And in sports, I breathe sports. So I breathe sports. I breathe basketball. I breathe football. Used to play those sports back in the day, 10 years ago. I used to play those sports back in the day. Like, I was unstoppable. I was one of the best players on the team. Don't tell anybody, but I was actually trash. But guys, like, you gotta understand, back in the day, I was so good. Right? Like, I was so good, man. So when I tell you that nobody gives a fuck about Charles Barkley, and when I tell you guys that Scottie Pippen was that dude, I'm telling you guys the truth. Scottie Pippen was that dude. He was. So that's why I'm putting him at 24. Top 25 on my list. He was that OG veteran. Even after he left the Bulls, he was still pretty good. That could give you 15, 5, and 5 when he was playing with the Blazers. He's just that great player, man. And he was a great defender. Great. Let me give you guys the rundown. He was a great defender. He could average over 20 a game. Was the second wing to Michael Jordan. And he had that heart in him. And he wasn't one of those players that fucked around either. He was very serious when it came to basketball. And I don't respect the fact, though, that he was talking a lot of shit about him, like, just recently. I really felt like that was low even for him. Like, he was your teammate, brother. Why are you disrespecting him? He was always better than you, okay? But don't get me wrong, Scottie Pippen was that guy, man. Oh, man. Allen Iverson, man. I'm sorry to put you this low, brother, but I love Allen Iverson, but I just couldn't put him any higher than this. Hey, again, it's my list, okay? He just didn't win that championship, man. And if he won a championship, he'd be top 10. I love him, and I have so much heart for him. He has a place in my heart, too. But, bro, the shit you're pulling off in your early 30s, brother, that shit ain't good, bro. This motherfucker wouldn't come off the bench for shit. His ego was unmatched, bro. Now let's talk about the good things. Great score, 6 foot, went head to head against Michael Jordan as a rookie and crossed him. Bro. I'm not even gonna, you guys don't know nothing about that early 2000s, bro. You don't know nothing about that early 2000s. When Allen Iverson was a rookie, he was putting up great scoring numbers as a rookie. And I believe he made the All-Star team as a rookie. You guys have to understand here. This is not an overload. This is an underload. What I'm talking about is Allen Iverson, bro. Allen Iverson was that dog. He had that dog in him. And it was always the first option until he was in his early 30s. Unfortunately, he lost his touch real quick, and his prime was very short. But he had that dog in him, bro, and that's why I have to put him at 23. I couldn't really rank him any higher ahead of the other guys that I have. Like, you're not going to put Allen Iverson over Steve Nash, by the way. He's at 22. Steve Nash was a great passer. No one's talking about how great of a shooter he is, and that's why I have him up this high. For someone that didn't win a championship his whole career, I have him at 22. And the reason why I have him at 22 is not only could he pass, he had over 40% shooting, three-point shooting, a few seasons. And yeah, just a great guy, man. Just great. That's why I have Steve Nash at 22 on my list. Oh, I'm dumb. I put someone to the list the same twice, guys. Can you guys slap me in the head real quick? No, I'll do it. I'll do it. I have CP3 on my list twice, guys. Unbelievable. All right, so we're just going to skip 21. John Havlicek. All right, I'm just going to get through this list, guys, because this video has hit over an hour, so I want to get this list done. I want to get this video done. Oh, shit. All right. Havlicek at 20. Great. He's great. He stole the game ball, that viral announcer said. He stole the game ball, and because he did that, we won a championship. So thank you, John Havlicek. That's why you remain top 20, my friend. 19, I got Kevin Garnett. Great power forward throughout his career. One of the best power forwards of all time. In fact, I think he might actually be the best power forward of all time. Top 3, though. But you guys understand what I mean. Oscar Robertson, great triple-double guy. He's the better version of Westbrook, except I don't think he had the athleticism that Westbrook had. Have him at 18. It's just respect to have him at 18. Oscar Robertson was that guy that played in the 70s. Always averaged a triple-double, and he didn't have the selfishness like Russell Westbrook had. In fact, I feel like he was more unselfish than selfish, which is why I have him at 18. Jerry West at 17, I already know the logo West. Second option, Will Chamberlain. Enough said. Dirk Nowitzki at 16, the German, the one that the shot. Oh, tell you guys a story, a 5-second story. After I ended up finishing the recording, from near the three-point line, it wasn't a three-pointer, but from near the three-point line, I did a one-legged fadeaway, turning around, and I hit the shot. Only took me 3 attempts to recreate that iconic shot that Dirk did. Bro, it was amazing. That one-legged fadeaway, bro. I wish I recorded that. Unbelievable. I wish I recorded that, okay? Let me tell you guys that right now. I wish I recorded that, but I didn't record it. So that's going to be left out of the books. Dwayne Wade at 15. I think you guys know why I put Dwayne Wade at 15. 3 championships. Played second fiddle to LeBron, but was mostly the main option on the Heat. Enough said here. Karl Malone at 14. I don't. Rapist. You raped the 13-year-old. What else? What else? Great. Yeah, he doesn't deliver on Sundays. Next. Kevin Durant at 13. And here's why I'm putting Kevin Durant at 13. It's funny how earlier I mentioned Scottie Pippen would run Kevin Durant out the league, but yet Kevin Durant's like 10 spots higher than him on my list. Yeah, so Kevin Durant, what can you do to guard this guy? Let me tell you guys this right now. In his era, you can't stop him. What he would do is he would pull up. He's 7 foot with handles. He's actually not 7 foot, by the way. He's like 6'10", but whatever. Pull up, would make most of his shots. Nothing he could do. All you could hope is that he has a bad day of shooting. Let's just put it that way. Because you're not stopping him any other way. He's not really a great post player, but then again, he can just turn around, fade, and pop, and he'll probably hit the shot against you. He's probably one of those players you can't beat 1v1. It's impossible to beat him 1v1. Even unless you put Scottie Pippen on him, then maybe it's different. Scottie Pippen, I feel like it's a perfect matchup for Kevin Durant because they're both basically equal height, and Scottie Pippen has weight. His defense is unmatched, bro. And let's not forget Durant's underrated defense too that he had throughout his career. All right, so these next 12 players that I've ranked should be pretty obvious. I'm not going to really explain them too much because I just need to get this video over with, guys. Because I'm having an allergy attack, and it's like 90 plus degrees outside right now. So it's like, bro, I'm trying to get this video done. I'm hot and sweaty. This has been a very good video, I feel like, and I really hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys ever end up seeing this video, this video should go up, I'd probably say, when you guys wake up in America. So yeah, because right now it's like what, 12 o'clock here, so you guys are still sleeping right now. It's like 4 o'clock, so in the morning, so you guys are probably still sleeping. So when you guys, this video will probably go up when you guys get up. You guys will probably see it when you first wake up. So yeah, all right, these next 12 players should be pretty obvious. Will Chamberlain is at number 12. I don't really want to talk about him. Got dominated by Bill Russell though, haha. So, Bill Russell owns Will Chamberlain, but you can't take away what Will Chamberlain has done throughout his career, especially sleeping with over 10,000 women. That's just incredible, man. Sleeping with over 10,000 women, that's impressive, bro. I don't think anybody else in the whole world has done that. I'm not even joking. Nobody else has done that. I mean, I slept with 0, but like, bro, hey. I slept with 0 woman because I'm a 17-year-old. But bro, this motherfucker slept with 10,000 women. What? That's insane. Hakeem at 11. I got Magic Johnson at 10. Who the fuck cares about Magic Johnson? Curry at number 9. I don't even know. One of my favorite players of all time. Just the guy that you couldn't guard. Not one of those guys you can't really guard. Because if you try to guard him, what he'll do is he'll do the behind the back move. Like he'll like keep playing with you, and then when he gets enough space, he'll just shoot the 3, make it, and bro, there's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do about it. This guy was unstoppable on the court. You can't stop this guy. His shot selections, his shooting, you could not stop. Even if you tried. Even if you tried, you could not stop Curry. Curry was one of those. He's one of those players you'll just never see. You'll never see someone like Curry again in the NBA. No, you won't. It takes a great amount of talent. It takes a great amount of talent to see someone like Curry in the NBA. Curry just has that talent. You can't. No one's ever gonna be able to shoot like Curry in their career. It's just not gonna happen. No one is good as Curry, man. I feel like Curry's the best point guard of all time in the NBA, by the way. Did I not mention that? Did you guys not just realize I have him ahead of Magic Johnson? Who gives a fuck if he has 5 championships? The only reason Magic Johnson is relevant, I feel like, is because of Kareem and his teammates surrounding him. They say Magic is a great passer, but yeah, it's okay to be a great passer when you have like 5 other Hall of Famers on your team. Especially when you have the best center of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, on the team. I feel like, Magic Johnson's very overrated. Like, I don't understand why people, like, they just love to get on their hands and knees and pray for him, bro. Magic is not that guy, pal. He's not that good. He couldn't even shoot, bro. And he copied Kareem's shot against the Celtics. Copied him. Get some originality, bro. The skyhook is for Kareem. And Magic copied him in the NBA Finals against the Celtics. He copied it and beat us, bro. He copied another man's move to beat the Boston Celtics. Do you guys not understand how fucking annoying that is, bro? He did not deserve to make that skyhook. You don't just copy another man's move and make it, bro. I guess he could do it, though. I guess he could do it. Huh? Unbelievable, man. This pisses me off. Alright. So that's why I have Curry ahead of him. Back to Curry. Amazing. I don't even know why I put Magic on my top 10 list, but to be honest with you, you have to put Magic in your top 10. I just don't like this guy at all, though. That's the problem. All right. Tim Duncan's number 8, 5-time champion, best player on the Spurs. Don't think I really need to see anything else here. Bill Russell, number 7, one of the best centers of all time in win shares. Won 11, guys, get this, 11 championships. Why is this guy not the best of all time? I'll tell you why, because he was playing with plumbers. That's why. But besides that, one of the greatest player of all time. Shaq is at number 6. Yeah, Bill Russell, I'm sorry, bro. I just couldn't rank you ahead of Shaq. Shaq, the Diesel, man. Diesel. Right? Shaq, you couldn't stop him. What he would do is he would post, and he would just get crushed because you don't want to know it. He's too strong for you. Too strong for you. I don't even think Ben Wallace could guard him. I'm just being honest. That's how good he is. Okay. Even with the Celtics, bro, he was unstoppable. I loved Shaq with the Celtics. That's my best version of. That's my favorite version of Shaq is when he was like 39 years old with the Celtics. He was unstoppable, and he almost helped us to win another championship in 2010, but unfortunately we fell short to the Lakers. So, all right, Larry Bird's at number 5. Couldn't stop him. Great player. My favorite Celtic of all time. In fact, I think he's my favorite player of all time. I really wish, when I talk about Paul Pierce, I don't talk the way I do about Paul Pierce about Larry Bird. Larry Bird's on a whole different level. Larry Bird could get you 30 points. In today's era, he would score 45, 10, and 10. That's how good he is. Larry Bird would have no problem with today's era. It is so annoying the fact that he was playing in the 80s because we couldn't see his full potential. Do you want to know why? because the NBA was a lot more dangerous back then, and that's why he had to retire early. Because unfortunately, I don't think he didn't really have a good physique, a good NBA build. He got injured early, had to leave the NBA early. But you guys want to know what? In today's era, he would have been the best player of all time. If he would have played in today's era, he would have been the best player of all time. It's not even close. Larry Bird would have been the best player of all time. He would be 2 times better than Kevin Durant. And I gave high praise to Kevin Durant. But you guys want to understand something. Kevin Durant would not be doing what Larry Bird would be doing back. If Kevin Durant played in back then, he wouldn't even be averaging. He'd be lucky to average 17 a game for like his best season. He'd probably be like a 13-point per game scorer for his career if he played back then. Durant would get shut down, bro. He would get shut down. I don't think Durant's one of those players I do not trust to play in the 80s because like I feel like he would get locked. You know. All right. Kareem's at number 4. He's a GOAT center. Don't really need to talk much about him. He's the creator of the skyhook. No, sorry. LeBron at number 3. Kobe at number 2. And at number 1 should come as nobody's surprise, Michael Jordan. That is the end of the video, guys. I don't feel like explaining those players, to be honest, because I'm getting tired. I'm wanting the video. So I'm going to end the video right here, guys. If you guys enjoyed watching my top 100 NBA players list, make sure you guys do end up liking the video. And we're done with this now. I'm going to rip up my list. What a great video, guys.